play button.
Oh, I'm not editing it. Screw it.
It's there.
Welcome to MotorCult episode 26. I'm Eric Berger, and the man you heard first was my co-host Ryan Snetsky. Hi.
This is really weird having talked first. So anyway, hello, welcome.
Yeah, thanks. We've got a guest in the house today. We've got Matt Dereus.
Hello.
Matt Dereus Racing.
Matt Dereus Racing, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's official if I say it that way.
Okay.
And then Tucker's back as Peanut Gallery.
Yes, and we are still drinking the same beer because Spotted Cow deserves 2 episodes. It is delicious.
And Tucker brought enough of them for 2 episodes,
Yeah,
so
thank
we're gonna
you,
go ahead
Tucker.
and do that. So Matt,
Hello.
thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Before we
we're
start
glad
getting
you
into
made it.
questions with him, I do need to make an addendum.
Okay.
2 episodes ago, I said the best looking Datsun prior to like all the Z cars and stuff was the DB6.
Okay.
I had to do some additional research to make sure I was right. It was the Datsun DB series. It's a toss-up between the DB4 and the DB6. They were kind of the same thing. The DB4 technically was the one that looked the best, but the DB6 had a 4-speed instead of a 3-speed transmission.
I'm really glad you came out and said this because I was going to correct you, but I just felt so bad.
I needed to. I'm sorry.
No,
anyway, Matt, welcome.
How's it going?
we're glad you finally made it down. So
I'm glad I remembered to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, right.
It was on your calendar, so
Yeah.
it was good. So we typically start off with beer. You're drinking, looks like some delicious coffee.
Yep.
Nice. Is it from one of the Twin Caribous?
Yes.
Excellent.
The drive-through one.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
Twin Caribou. Oh,
Did you use the
They are
drive-thru?
across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're a true
And
American. I like
barely
it.
made it through there in my truck.
Oh, yeah. Duramax, what's up? Anyway, so yeah, Ryan and I are drinking Spotted Cow. You're drinking coffee. So you pulled up in a Duramax Chevy pickup,
Yep.
GMT 900? Is that right?
What year is it?
Oh,
Oh, wait.
who cares? It's
Yeah,
a Duramax
that'd be-
pickup. You know what it looks like.
Anyway, so is that your only car?
It is my only moving vehicle at the time.
Oh, okay. But you do have another vehicle, right?
Yes.
And that's the racing part of Matt
That's
Dereus?
the other, yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
E46 M3.
Nice.
Oh, cool. All right.
So do you do Ds with it? Do you do competitive racing?
Well, I bought it. So I bought the car to replace my Evo 8.
Okay.
And then at the time I was just doing track day stuff, autocross, whatever, just
Sure.
having fun. And then that was long in the tooth, and then I just wanted something different. We had an E36 as a trump car,
Sure.
and I
Alright.
kind of just fell in love with BMW. Just the way they drove it like
They
I felt
drive
it.
very well.
I
yeah.
felt at
It's a great
home
track car.
driving a BMW, and the whole all-wheel drive thing wasn't for me, even
That's
after
fair.
8 years.
That's
I
totally fair.
finally realized that it wasn't what I wanted, and finally drove a rear-wheel drive car, a low-power wheel drive car on the
Yeah,
track,
buddy.
and then I had never driven an E46 M3 before I bought it,
Okay.
and then that's quickly, 3 years later, that's quickly snowballed into something completely different. So
Yeah, I was gonna say your car isn't like fully stock anymore.
no, the
It's
first
got
like the
aero
first
on it
year,
now
yeah, the
and-
first year and a half, I had blown Coney yellows and
Yeah, buddy.
a bunch of worn out bushings, and
And it was still funner than bun.
yeah.
Nice.
Now it's
I was gonna say that thing. I don't have a photo of it to put up right now, but it's a pretty intense looking car. I mean, it's got like aero, like I said, and it's not S54 powered anymore.
well, it's nothing powered right now, but yeah.
Well, if you say it,
What's-
that's like glass.
what's
half
going into
empty.
it?
Well, so I do Grid Life Track Battle Time Attack, which
Yeah.
is like
Explain Grid Life to
it's
us a
Grid
little.
Yeah.
Life, it's like Proving Grounds, but not trashy.
proving grounds that doesn't suck.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So Grid Life is in this is their 5th year.
Yeah.
Started basically as a spawn of West Michigan Honda meet.
Yeah.
So
No, I've
in Gingerman Raceway in Michigan.
yeah, I've Chris, the guy that runs that.
Yeah,
met
Chris
him.
Stewart.
Chris Stewart, really cool
Yeah,
guy.
dude, he's awesome.
Guy's got the best collection of cars. He's got like a '88 CRX SIR with like still has a ZC in it and
Yep.
a Honda Street K van.
Yep.
Like a really cool guy.
That's his
yeah.
like pit vehicle at the
Yeah.
at the events.
I love
yeah.
that.
So
I can't make the picture any bigger. I'm sorry, guys.
like the first this is the 5th year of Grid Life, and it's just exploded. It's went from the one single
Well, I was gonna
event.
say it used to be Gingerman only,
It's
right?
went to that one single event. Then there were like 3 events 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year and this year are 5 events
Wow.
with 2 festivals.
Jesus.
So the
Yeah, there's a
festivals
north
are
and a south,
yeah,
right?
Gingerman
Yeah,
and
Road
Road
Atlanta.
Atlanta are the festivals, and then there's 3 just like HPD/Time Attack events in between.
That's amazing.
So of the North, the Grid Life North series, which track is your favorite? Is it Gingerman? Is it Mid Ohio? Is it?
Autobahn's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't done that one.
Autobahn's
I would
super
love to.
fun. Like they're all different. Like Road Atlanta and Mid Ohio have, they're like the Halo tracks, like, the Pro Series.
I've never done
tracks.
Mid-Ohio. Is that a fast track like
Yeah.
Road Atlanta?
It's really technical though.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
So I'll probably crash.
Yeah, lots of elevation. But I mean, we got everything from, little club tracks like Gingerman and Audubon
Yeah.
all the way to Mid Ohio and Road Atlanta now.
I was going to say, and I heard grumblings of Road America maybe adding to
No.
the North Series.
God,
So
please, I
last
should go to
year-
that one.
Last year and maybe the year before, they just did an HPD there.
Okay.
And then,
So no competition, just
no.
a track day.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's not on the calendar this year. But yeah,
Maybe
then they
next
do
year.
also do a HPD at Black Hawk.
Okay. So
Okay.
on the competitive events, how many classes are there, and what class do you run in?
So it's just four main classes that also have like subclasses for drivetrain, like all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel
Sure.
drive,
Okay.
and then my car's in street mod, which is like the second one up.
So does that let you take the interior out or no?
It's like if you can have interior out from like the C pillar or B pillar back,
Okay.
but since I have a 4-point roll bar in there, I have a lot more removed because
Sure.
it's just impossible to put like rear seats and stuff back in.
Well, you definitely wouldn't want to sit in a rear seat with a half cage.
yeah,
in a car.
yeah,
That gets a little dangerous.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just the lowest class is just super simple bolt-ons, and everything's really, the two bottom classes are really tire limited to any more than anything else.
Okay.
So 200 tread wear street tires and 285 wide tires all around, and all-wheel drive guys are stuck with 255s.
Oh, interesting. They limit
Yep.
you in section. Do they limit you on weight or anything, or
No.
Okay.
or power.
Oh. I
So
see.
the running joke
I was
this
gonna
year
say,
was that
square 285, 200 tread wear tires would be a good level of
yeah,
grip.
it's pretty fun. But like the running joke this year is there were guys that were going to build 1,000 horsepower cars and come kick everyone's ass in street mod. But
Sure.
we've yet to see that happen.
I was gonna say, has that happened?
No.
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 I was bored on. Well, I don't know if I was that bored, but I was on a YouTube tangent a couple nights ago, and I found a Grid Life North video from like last year or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and it was focusing on not your class, unfortunately. I did see Spaz in there.
Yep.
Then there was like an S2000, and then there was like an STI or something.
Yep. I'm guessing that was the Gears and Gasoline videos.
It wasn't that. It wasn't as well produced. It was just
Oh.
some dude.
Okay. Yeah. Gears and Gasoline on YouTube. If you guys want to go find them, like they just produced some really awesome stuff, and they kind of just started doing their own thing, like
Okay.
just making car videos, like that people they thought people would want to watch. And
Right.
then,
I actually,
So
right when they first quit their day jobs and went full time,
Yeah.
I started watching it a little
Yep.
bit more, and I even sent them a message. I'm like, hey man, if you ever want to
yeah. I think they're
interview
in,
me,
yeah, they're out east somewhere, like Virginia. I think.
yeah, I'm sure it's limited. It's prohibitive of
Yep.
geography.
Yeah.
So, that's
Sorry.
what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of explains, your vehicles and who you are. But we do have a couple other standardized questions, and there are right and wrong answers for the next two. But this one's kind of an overarching theme: is do you prefer a fast car driven slowly, or do you prefer a slow car driven quickly?
I guess what's the application?
Nope, there isn't
There's
any follow up.
you have
open-ended?
That is your.
It's open ended, but again,
There's
there's
a
wrong
correct answer.
So
There's a correct answer.
this is basically
and
just weeding out guests to make sure that they're okay to continue on with the podcast.
Slow car driven fast.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And
Cool.
then the second one, since you did two in a row and I got Tucker's last time, I'll do this one too. But
Okay,
I
cool.
call this the Mondial Dilemma. So a few months ago, actually it's probably more than that now, probably 6 months ago, I was in San Diego visiting some friends, and I found, or I was forwarded rather, a 1984 Ferrari Mondial hardtop with no engine or transmission for $6,500. Blue Speedline wheels. And I wanted it, but I was unfortunately leaving and I was on an airplane, so I couldn't buy it at the time, and it's since sold. But the Mondial Dilemma touches on, if you had this car sitting in your driveway, what engine and transmission would you put in it that is not the original, is a manual, and to stipulate, you could put an engine on a transmission with an adapter plate as long as it's commercially available, but it has to be transverse. It can't be longer than a 4/8 cylinder engine. You can't cut sheet metal. It's a tough question. So, I mean, ponder it a little bit, but basically it's a transverse 4, 6, or 8 cylinder or a rotary on a
We've
manual
heard a lot
transaxle.
of
We've
said,
heard
I
some
said
interesting
rotary,
answers.
but
So,
we've heard 4Gs, K series,
Yep. Toyota V6 with a
Toyota
supercharger.
supercharged Toyota V6,
Obligatory LS swap.
Yep,
which
lots
is
of
no
LS.
longer allowed.
No.
I'm dropping that as a rule now. As you
Who would
cannot
LS
say
swap
LS.
something?
Terrible idea.
But yeah, what would you go with?
like my first thought was K swap.
which is totally acceptable.
Yeah, because I don't know. It
But
just-
we've heard a couple different renditions of K-Swap, too. We've heard, like,
So-
Super NA K24
We should
build.
also
We've heard, like, Turbo
explain.
K20 build.
You hear Ferrari, you go, it's gonna have a lot of power. It doesn't.
Well,
it just doesn't.
yeah.
It's got 240 horsepower.
Right.
It's an extremely attainable amount of power.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can
I mean,
get that out of pretty much any modern engine.
Like
Yeah.
stock, like the stock K24 puts out nearly that.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if you get
I
a
don't know about that. They put out,
K2024
like,
swap
180 or something?
No.
Stock K24?
for
Yeah.
a good one,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
the
because
performance
guys
ones
are
put
like
out way more. Yeah.
putting like cams and like
Oh, yeah, you can make them do 300 plus NA,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm talking like a stock application for like a K24 and an Accord or something, or a TSX. Like
Those
It'd
cars
be a
don't-
TSX Type S.
yeah, and
Yeah,
those
like
those
215 maybe? I don't know.
Mondial wouldn't weigh a ton, would it?
No, it's
No.
2,800 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
It weighs
Yeah.
less than a
I mean,
TSX.
it would be a heavyish chassis for a stock K, but I mean,
You can get the right one, or you can do a K23 Turbo.
yeah,
Kind of cool. Out of a RDX, which is
that's
the
such an
only.
interesting engine to me.
It was such a stopgap engine for like
But
one
I
year.
still
of
don't know why you don't
crossover.
see them installed in swap cars. I don't.
'Cause they're
Does
rare.
Honda not work on those?
No,
computers?
they do. It's just it's a very rare
It's
engine.
not. They sold a ton of RDXs and people.
Yeah, but it
crash
was
them all the time.
optional. That you didn't always get that.
Standard
It was
on the
it was
RDX.
not standard.
What was the stock motor on an RDX?
K24.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen a non-turbo first-gen RDX.
Yeah, the first gen RDX. Actually, the majority of them were non-turbo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right then.
So that is
So which K series? And what would you do to it?
Nothing.
just
just
a
the stock
K series.
I mean,
K24?
it's a Ferrari, so you want to make
So-
it reliable, right?
So you're saying
Ideally.
it's going to be a K series. So I can only imagine a K28-2, which is 160 horsepower
Yeah.
EP3 engine.
Is that the standard RSX engine?
Or you could even
The
like
base
if you,
model
and if you wanted a
RSX,
V6, just put a J series in it.
That actually can't go up.
J
You have
is
to hear a
worse than
J.
the 3MZ.
It is, but I mean, it's still a cool engine, and it does have a good aftermarket
does.
to it.
I know that those are 24 valve, but the fact that they're single overhead cam just pisses me off.
I'm not worried about the single overhead cam. I think what it
No,
bothers
it's
me
not
is
an issue. I don't like it. For
It
that
shares the single runner out the cylinder head exhaust thing. That I hate that.
reason.
It always sounds like shit.
I just don't like the J. I know it's a good engine, but I don't. What Randy said, he would use the first gen NSX, the C.
That's
the
that was
C30.
I think
That's a cool engine.
I think I liked that more than my original answer.
Yeah, I honestly might. I'm still sticking to my TRD supercharged Camry engine, but that's NSX engine in a Mondial. would
So a
be-
K2420,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
K2024, I guess. K20 cylinder head,
And it would rev
K20
high.
24
Yeah.
block. Oh yeah.
yeah,
You
if
can
you-
make those like over square and make them rev even higher. Like it'd just be a hilarious engine.
it
So
would be
that's-
an odd noise
fair.
coming from a Mondial. I'll say that.
That'd be a great odd noise. All right, so we've gotten through that. Well, I think we should move on to news stories.
'Kay.
And as such, we are living in the twilight zone right now.
Is that like the outer limits?
No, it's this world where things
Or is it
that
like the movie
should not
Twilight?
happen. It's like the TV show from the 1960s. Because
I wasn't
Toyota,
alive then.
the brand that
Yes, I
gives
know
you
Toyota.
the washing machine, which is the Toyota Camry.
They
And-
make actually most of their product are various levels and sizes of washing machines.
Yes, and the RAV4, which is a fantastic refrigerator.
Except it looks worse.
They won Le Mans.
Le Mans.
But they won it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
good
just-
for them.
No, I don't think you understand. Toyota fucking won Le Mans.
Yeah, I know. They've like
They've
never, done that before. Yeah, I know,
ever. They've
I
been
know.
trying so hard.
Dude, I
Not
know.
only did they win that, they won
I
it
understand the significance.
on.
I still
You're
don't
not
care.
done. The 86th running. The Toyota 86.
Someone
Oh,
just
boy.
kill me now.
86. Anyway, I'm done. No, it's actually really cool.
Sweet God.
So it was. They also had.
It was 900 and how many horsepower their car?
Yeah, like 986 or something.
86?
So, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Ah!
Anyway, so
Now the shoe's on the other foot.
it's true. It's 986. Wow, there's even more connections. It's a conspiracy.
Oh my God. I should have just said nothing.
No, all right. So the what's also really cool is the driver that actually drove the Toyota race car across the finish line was like a local kid from Aichi City, which is where it's also known as Toyota City.
Yep.
Which is really cool. So then,
I italicized all the 86s in our notes.
thank you. It was actually their 20th attempt at Le Mans, which is great. So what's really cool here is that they're also going to take their LeMans car and
Le Mans.
put it into production, which is really cool, I think.
They're just gonna put some turn signals on it and call it good.
Basically,
That's
yes.
pretty neat.
They're changing
Are they
the...
gonna call it a Supra?
No.
Oh,
They're actually making it like the Toyota... I don't know what they're going to call it. But no, they're actually going to make it into a production vehicle. And it's, I guess this would be like the Gazoo Racing Super Sport is going to be the name or something like that.
Kazoo Racing.
Gazoo Racing. It's I don't know where it comes from. The only thing I can think of...
Is that the buzzy mouth music machine?
No, it's a kazoo. But I
Yeah.
think
what I said.
gazoo is the automatopoeia of like a car driving past, like the Doppler effect. Like,
Oh.
I've
yeah.
never known where it comes from either.
I
so.
think that's the only thing
Yeah.
I can think of because that does not translate to anything in Japanese.
If they could just put that into production, but use a bunch of the Bozazuko style while they do it, that'd be great.
That'd be super tight. Like
Just
if,
put like really much bigger arrow on it that doesn't work.
Make
and then
it-
giant exhaust.
make it look like a super silhouette Supra.
Yes.
That'd be perfect.
And then I'll put some Tommy Kaira graphics on the side.
They actually, if you click on one of the links towards the bottom, the second one, from Japanese Nostalgia Car, yeah, that one. If you click on that one, you'll actually show you what the production model is going to look like. It's going to look basically like the normal
Sorry,
Le
my
Mans
computer
car.
is struggling super hard.
It's all right.
Also, you don't pronounce the last S on Le Mans.
The what?
The last S on Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Or the N,
Or the
apparently.
N. Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's a
It's a French thing.
Unless it's a mid 1980s General Motors
Then
product
it's a Le
called,
Mans.
which is a Pontiac
Jeez.
Le Mans.
Le Mans. Le Mans Turbo.
But what's super cool about it is this is going to be a twin turbo hybrid V6.
Ooh, ah.
That is them winning. That's not the one where they released the car.
I wonder if that has Denso spark plugs in it.
I can almost guarantee it.
Nice. Oh, I like the light up numbers on the side.
Oh,
You
that's
should
cool.
get those for your car.
Yes.
If we raced at night, we might.
Anyway, you should
You
throw
don't
up,
race
you
at
should
night?
throw up the
No.
other
No.
you should throw up the other picture
should still
that
do
they
that.
have,
Yeah.
Burger,
What?
of the car. You should throw up the other picture that they
Is
have
that the
of
other
car.
link?
Yes, it's the other link, the one you're supposed to click on.
You said yes when I hovered over this one.
You were hovering over the one that I was talking about.
Ah, you're a bastard.
But anyway, no, like they've always come like super close. And like there's actually like last year they would have won, except they got they had a penalty because somebody from like the pit, like from not even the pit crew, but just some fan came up and gave the driver a thumbs up, and they got a fine for that. But anyway, that's a production version right there, which looks pretty sick. It looks like a lot cooler version.
Is the
of a
front
Ford
splitter
GT.
going to have two yellow plastic covers on it that you can leave on?
No,
Like
'cause-
the Hellcat?
no, because you see, Toyota's a tasteful company
Oh, okay.
made for tasteful people. That like 986 horsepower twin turbo all wheel drive hypercars. I just think it's really cool. Toyota's like made a complete 180 from where they were like
The
5
rear
years
end
ago.
reminds me of a modern Mustang.
It kind of does, doesn't it? To me, it works. I think it works. I'm kind of
You
excited
just like the
about it.
honeycomb back end grill
I
design
do.
thing.
Yeah, it's kind of an 80s thing, so I like that. And I'm just really happy that Toyota doesn't suck. And actually, their reasoning for putting it into production is really interesting.
Because we can.
Basically, that's basically the end of it. But they're let's see here. I can't find the exact quote, but the two-line didn't read version was the
I love that version.
the guys behind the production, the guy's head of Gazoo Racing, is Toyota wants to make sure that we're making exciting cars as we're going into a new era of automobiles where hybrids are going to be considered the least efficient vehicles on the road in 30 years. And Toyota wants to make sure that even like hybrid and electric cars.
I think they're already the least efficient cars on the road.
Well, yeah. They're saying we want all of these cars to be exciting for everyone.
They're just trying to handle the nobody having sex with each other problem in Japan, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Trying to
Which
pick up
I am
ladies.
totally okay with. And the safety drive condom campaign that they did for the last 30 years in Japanese motorsport
I'm really glad I
worked
don't know what
too
that is.
damn well.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, wow, yeah, that digression was my fault.
So anyway, I just think that's gonna be really tight. I'm really excited. Toyota's
No, that's props to them for
the
making,
most boring car
if
company.
it happens.
Yeah, well, no, I mean that's once Gazoo Racing says they're going to do something, they do it. They said they were going to come out with a 200 horsepower Yaris, and then they made it.
How many of these units are they going to make of the production?
They
street
have
race
not
car?
said yet.
Are they like a homologation thing, or are they just going to make whatever?
I think they're going to make whatever, knowing Toyota.
Okay.
Because they're going to put the money. If they're going to take the time to actually make it, they're going to make whatever,
They're
probably.
going to call it like the RAV86?
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be hilarious. I just think it's really cool that the most boring car company is like leading the charge to make sure that there aren't boring cars everywhere.
Yeah.
Again, Akido Toyota being amazing.
That's not who I would have expected.
I do have
this
to
happen.
be honest about the whole Toyota winning thing.
Yeah,
Is that
they
they're
won
also
by
not- they're-
by technicality.
well,
so.
yeah, they're not competing against Audi and Porsche,
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
they didn't shoot themselves in the foot for once.
Yeah, finally. But
Yeah.
they finally got their shit together. I'm just happy
Yeah.
that they won.
Yep.
Like, they had to really level the playing field for Toyota, but Toyota fucking won.
Something about the tortoise and the hare. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. Tortoise in the hair.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I assume it's not going to have a manual transmission, but
I'm
whatever.
just going to ignore that fact so I can like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna in my heart, I'm gonna tell myself that there's gonna be a 6-speed coming in it, and I'll be prepared to be wrong.
I just got told that in the new building over there at the Motorplex, there's a guy with a full CNC machine shop and laser scanner. I'm like, ooh, I really need him to look at Blobski.
Yeah, you
So
probably
like,
should
with technology like that becoming more and
go
more
knock on
prominent,
doors.
just buy one of those RAV86s and 6-speed swap it.
Well, that way you don't have to. Yeah, I like that to be its nickname. It's a RAV86.
I'm going to call it the RAV86.
Yeah, that's gonna be my nickname for it too on Japanese nostalgia car. You made a thing.
Perfect.
Um,
Heard it here on MotorCult first, folks.
Yes, you did. Well, I'm just, that's cool. There's a guy down the road that actually has a CNC machine, so now you can try and like just get a manual transmission that works.
I
As
know.
opposed to trying
Like,
to find
I have a
parts
spare
car or
engine,
something.
spare transmission, spare clutches, all the stuff. I just need somebody to.
Something to make it work. So you're not gonna be going out and like having your heart broke on Craigslist. Some people mislist a car as being a manual.
Dude. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to. Okay. We're
Yeah.
talking about this. We've all been there, right? We've all been looking for used cars on Auto Trader, Car Gurus. We're looking for a manual transmission. We click on the sort by, manual, price, lowest, start clicking away. And the first, we'll say 30 to 70% of the results are automatics, almost exclusively. And
Yes.
not even just cars that are like paddle shifter manual only as the two options, but I'm talking like full-blown auto with
Like
no manual
column
shift.
shift,
Yeah, like
like
column
automatics.
shifts. They're listed as manual. How does this happen? How have they
And
not
I
been
make a
called
point
on it?
every single time. I always make a point to call that person up and ask them questions about the clutch on the car.
And it's not even just private parties; it's dealerships.
I know. I actually find dealerships defend more
Yeah.
often than private
Yeah.
parties on that.
They have the ability to decode the VIN and straight up say yes, this is an automatic. Or
I
yes,
think
this
that
is a
I think
manual,
they're
and
just
they
trying to
don't
get it
do
listed in more places because they probably have the same listing made as an automatic version.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked for like a boring car that offers both to see if it's that common on a boring car because
It
a lot of the
is.
stuff I
Oh, it
look
is.
for, it's like, well, I mean, the stuff I'm looking for, the manuals are worth more.
No,
So
it's-
like, I get why they would try to list their.
if you're
shitty
looking for a
automatic.
Camry, it happens all the time because
manual Camrys are cool.
yeah, they are. But there have been a few times I've been looking for one, and somebody's like, "Yeah, no, it's manual." I'm like, "There's definitely two pedals." They go, "Yeah, but you can manually go down to first and then second and then drive." I'm like, "That's not fucking manual. You
No
should shoot
clutch, no
yourself."
manual.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was shopping for Mr. Wags, it wasn't 30 to 70%. It was 100% for about 3 months.
Yeah.
of
Well, the
searching
thing is,
before I
that's
found one.
that's
manual.
as aggravating as call for price. It's
Oh,
like you're making a
God.
fucking
Yeah,
saying,
then my
"Just give
sort
me
by
the-"
price thing doesn't work either.
Yeah.
Because they
Or when
they
people put,
filter to a
like-
different part.
Or when people put like 56 for their price or something. Like it
Oh,
used to
that's the
work.
down payment dollar amount.
Like,
Like, kill
it
yourself.
used to work where I could just type in like 8, and that will just clear all that out. And now
Yeah.
I got these people that are like, "Oh, it's 56,000." Well, I'm like, "Why is it even here?" Nobody's gonna actually like
The
look
call for
that.
price thing doesn't bother me as much on cars. It does still, but sometimes you can get deals doing that. What it really bothers me on is searching for used auto parts.
Yes, that's
Like,
annoying.
I'm never going to call your shop and figure out that you want twice as much as every other yard. But like, there's probably a few out there that do the call per price, and they're like reasonable people that'll take an offer or something like that. Like,
And I don't
but
really
just
care.
put
Just put down a
fucking price.
Yeah. Put
You're
down
out
a
there
price.
listing it. You can see the other yards and what they're charging.
Exactly.
Just pick a number. It doesn't matter.
Or one thing I ran into months ago, well, about 6 months ago when I was shopping for the Mazda. I was putting in my price limit of 900 or so. I kept getting dealers listing $399 or $499.
Yep.
Down payment amounts. Like,
Yes,
why?
that's so
Why?
stupid.
Craigslist really took a hit when they started letting dealers do that kind of spam.
Well, now you got Facebook Marketplace, which is much
That-
better. honestly.
It's not.
It's still trash.
I've never had anything sell or even like get proper inquiries. And I think the main reason is
I've had- I've
I
had
don't have Facebook Messenger.
Okay, that's why. That's 100% why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've bought more cars successfully off of Facebook than I have Craigslist, and more parts, and sold more stuff.
Well, I
on
sold my
Facebook.
Boxster on Craigslist this morning, so
Good for you. Yeah, no. Anybody that mislists things, it's
dude,
stupid.
those are the big ones. Like the manual transmission mislist, though, I deal with that every time I buy a car,
It's
except for
so
the
stupid.
500e. There's only one option. I should have looked to see if some of those
You
were
should-
listed as manual.
In fact, when we were buying Jana, no, they are, because I was on Turo trying to find
Turo.
a Turo, whatever.
Toro makes weird weed
I don't
whackers and
care
mowers.
because I'm not going to use them anyway. Because I was on Turo trying to find
Fuck it,
a
let's go with Toro.
whatever, a rental car for when we were in California.
Were you looking
And-
for a Yaris?
No, I was looking at like I don't know
Probably a
whatever the fuck I
Mirage.
wanted. Yeah, actually, but I couldn't find any with a manual. But no, there was a 500e that's listed as a manual transmission,
Oh yeah.
and there was no flag button. I couldn't just flag it for admins. I was so mad.
But
So
you
I'm
see,
not gonna be using Turo.
But you
It
see,
doesn't
you
have a
manually-
transmission.
I know it
You
doesn't.
manually select the direction you want to go.
Correct.
That's stupid.
So-
It's a motivation selector.
Oh, anyway, I found that quote from Gazoo Racing president Shideki Tomoyama.
Okay.
I, for whatever reason, put at the bottom of our notes, but word for word, he said, "As the automotive industry is approaching an era of big changes, we will continue our passion for making cars that are truly exciting. No matter how electronics and digital technology will continue to transform vehicles, we will make sure that our cars will not become just another commodity."
And I present to you the Toyota RAV86.
Yeah, that's really cool that's a person from Toyota saying that, where literally their cars have been commodities for years. And I'm
Yep.
really happy that this is the direction that Toyota's going.
Uh-huh.
Because when Toyota gets shit right, they get it right.
They always get shit right. They just don't make interesting stuff that often.
That's not getting it right.
Last time they got it right was when the Celica was in production.
No.
The
Look at the
Celica.
A86. Or not the Toyota 86. That's,
Yeah, but
they got
I'm-
that right.
No,
Toyo
between the
Baru
Celica and the
GT.
86 coming out, there was that huge gap where the most exciting car they had was a Corolla S.
No, the XRS. The XRS said the Matrix XRS.
That got canned the same year as the XRS went to the 2AZ, the 2.4.
Oh, really? Okay.
So,
So
yeah,
you might have a point.
Yeah, they didn't make anything.
Yeah. They kind of had like a
I-
shit can era. Like
I don't
they had
think
their
that
malaise.
the Corolla S was the most interesting thing.
Well-
I think like the Land Cruiser with the 5.7 is probably the most
Yeah, that
interesting
is.
thing
But
they
it-
made.
it's
If
still,
you asked them at the auto show, where their sports cars were, they pointed at the Corolla S.
That's true. But I mean, like that's the thing. Is,
Although the Camry V6 is fast as shit.
yeah,
Well, the new
but
one, yeah.
still, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That
In
was
that era, 06 plus,
Yep.
that 2G RFE.
the last 15 years for Toyota has kind of been a malaise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Tucker
they're
probably loved
they're getting out of it. And
Tucker
Toyota's
doesn't love them. Okay.
Toyota's like malaise breaker was the 86.
Yeah,
they've
and that
gone
is a
from
great
there.
car.
And
I
Akino
really, really like
Toyota.
the Toyo Baru.
Akino Toyota, Shigeru Tomoyama, people like that being in Toyota, awesome. I'm really happy about that.
I think my names need more syllables.
Yes, you do.
Getting back to the whole transmission thing,
Yeah,
have you looked for E46 M3s with 6 speeds at all?
sure have.
And how many of those were SMGs?
A lot.
All of them.
So painful.
It was probably 60 or 70%. Yeah.
And the first thing you notice is that the price was unreasonably low. And then you're like, it's got to be an SMG. And, nine times out of 10 it
weirdest
was.
thing is when you find a 6-speed car and the price is unreasonably low, you have to figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah,
That's
like,
also true.
Okay, what's wrong with the engine
Yeah.
and or the subframe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try-
Oh, it's a flood car. Oh, it's a prior salvage. Okay.
Trying to find Janice car, her Accord, with a manual is just impossible. And there were so many of them that were just either automatics or totally clapped out. And
You
they're
need-
like, hey, it's got a snap. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't drive it. It's got a snap timing belt. Oh, you didn't feel it necessary to write that. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, it takes you have to be motivated to find this car. Because,
Yeah, you do.
Like, legitimately, I had to search every day on, like, the big 3 auto sites for 3 months before I found one manual wagon. And then I found Mr. Wags, but like the price was too high, so I just kept searching. And then I happened to keep searching, and they dropped the price like $4,000 on a day.
Perfect.
So I called them that morning, put a deposit down, and by the
Done.
time I got out there, they're like, "You got here just in the nick of time." 'Cause,
That's
like,
great.
we got like 75 calls on that car the day we dropped the price.
That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
Wow.
well, now it's mine.
So, hey, why don't you pull up the links to the World Cup of Cars? While you're doing that, I have another news topic I think we should talk about.
Okay.
The CEO of Audi got arrested in Munich
yeah.
for Dieselgate.
Yep.
Yes. Like, he was like, Rupert Stradler is his name. He literally got, like, put in handcuffs and
Yep.
then put in the back of a police car, which ironically was a BMW 3 Series diesel.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite
Oh.
part of the whole story. But yeah, no, that makes, well, like, number 100 for people that like Volkswagen.
the ones we know about, it's a
I don't
lot.
think there's anybody left working in like Volkswagen corporate offices. It's just a ghost town with like a janitor and like a receptionist. And that is it. Everybody else is in jail. And like she
Lots
like,
of scapegoats.
Yeah,
Scapegoat
exactly.
department.
but okay, I wanted to do that while we were pulling up our,
I will go to the Changji Ideal first.
which is actually made in Uruguay. It's the only Uruguayan auto manufacturer,
oh.
and it's called the EFA Ideal, or the effing Ideal.
Oh, really?
Regardless, it looks like that. And
I was gonna
if
say
you
that
are
was Changji.
if you are on the or if you're on the podcast and on the video, it kind of looks like a cross between a Mazda MPV and a Toyota Prius, and then
No.
made like
It's a Yaris crossed with a Kia Soul.
kind of. Well, actually, I'd say a Kia Rondo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not good looking.
Oh, and it's got like Tata Nano wheels and door handles.
Yeah, and massive pillars,
And the panel gaps are
horrendous.
About Tesla quality.
I was wondering if
Yeah.
it had already
Yeah.
been in a wreck.
maybe it has. I don't know.
This one maybe, I don't know.
This
but
is the representative photo globally of this vehicle.
Yeah,
though,
so-
I
that
know
might be
not.
brand new.
if you the thing is, I usually like small cars because they're usually more fun to drive and you can usually get like good visibility out of them. This one has horrible visibility and does not look fun to drive at all. Yeah, that's the EFA.
Huh.
Yeah, that is awful looking. Anyway, so the EFA Ideal is the sole representative of the Uruguayan car manufacturing community.
Oh, that one's a 1.6. That's a
That's
high spec model.
that's-
Oh, it's got the rear wiper even. Wow.
yeah, it's got rear wiper and everything. That's just not
Tinted
a good
glass.
looking car.
Wow, that person spent some money. Probably at least $4,000 US.
I feel like actually another good way to describe it is if they took the person that designed the Toyota Echo and had them design my Mazda 5,
yeah,
that's what that would be.
and give them a much smaller budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure that car has like a 2 out of 5 crash test rating.
I bet it's a 1-star.
It's got to be like somewhere
Yeah.
in there. Like
It's the new Euro NCAP standards and stuff like that. Like with the small front overlap, it's super easy to get a 1-star.
yeah, it's really bad. Anyway,
Tell me about this thing.
this other one
The
is
NSU
called the
Prinz?
Nasser Ramses, which was a knockdown kit of an NSU Prinz.
Oh my god.
So it's knockdown versus knockdown. It's Chang He Ideal versus NSU Prinz. The NSU Prinz was actually kind of a cool car, though. I mean,
We were talking about cool engine names in the last episode. I think we got to talk about cool car names because these
Yeah.
are all very unique.
very unique.
What was the North Korean Mercedes 190?
That is the. Oh God, I'm gonna get this
Sorry
totally
to put you on
wrong.
the spot. That's
Chang
fine.
He, I think.
I don't
it-
remember.
Kwang Chang, I think. I actually think it was Kwang Chang 88.
Yeah.
It's like the Kwang
sounds
Chang
right.
88.
Yeah.
That was a
Boy, what a fabulous knockoff.
However you'd pronounce that.
Oh, Kang Sang 88.
Kang
That's what it
Sang,
was. The
okay.
Kang Sang. I was really close.
Yeah, man.
Actually-
what a fabulous machine. I can't wait until the 25-year-old gets that bad boy in the country.
It is available.
Is it?
Yeah, it's over 25, dude.
Okay, well, as soon as we establish diplomacy or whatever.
Yeah,
with North
and that's
Korea.
what I'm most excited about. Is I want
Imagine
to
trying to find parts at an O'Reilly for a Kang Sang 88.
and not
I
tell
don't need a
them.
190 E2.3 part, but I need it to be made shittier.
Yeah, exactly.
if it's made to Mercedes quality, it probably won't fit.
Yeah,
So-
probably not.
The NSU Prince actually had a racing pedigree in the 1960s. It was
It looks like an athletic beast.
that one. That is the first gen. You gotta go down to the NSU Prince 4. A little bit further down. One after that. After that. That one. Yes.
That looks like a mini Corvair. mixed
ca-
with
it
an
does.
Opel Kadett.
However, the NSU Prinz 4 had a version called the NSU TT, which did win Marathon de la Route in 1964. Nobody remembers that it
Wow.
won Marathon de la Route, which was 24 hours of the Nürburgring. But nobody remembers that it won because the Mazda Cosmo Rotary was in that race and finished.
Whoa.
And even though it didn't even get on the podium, that took all the headlines.
Yeah.
So nobody remembers that there were 2 NSU Prinz TTs and a Porsche 911 that actually won. Nobody cares about that.
You know
We've
what?
made a rotary engine that works.
Yes, exactly.
You know what that reminds me of actually?
What?
An amphicar without the roof cut off.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that kind of does. So,
Yep. Maybe that's what it's loosely based on.
which car do you think is the better car? The NSU Prinz
Ooh,
4
I don't know.
as
The
a
Changji
Nasser-
Ideal, I think, might get my vote.
I kind of want to vote for the ideal just because it's hilarious.
I'm going with the Prinz. So we
Tiebreaker.
need you to be.
Man.
Are we gonna have a tie, or is it gonna go to the Chang Chang Ideal? not the Chang Chang, the EFA Ideal.
I like the Prinz.
The Prinz.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
We need the last one. Where's
Sound
Jana?
engineer
Jana?
Corey.
Jana, we need you. All right, Jana's coming.
Oh dear.
Well, the other one
All
looks.
right, so
the
we're
oth-
doing the World Cup of Cars, honey. We need you to tell us if the NSU Prinz 4
All right.
is better than the Chang Chang or Ideal.
Well,
All right, so that's also known as
That's a
a
Prinz.
Nasser Ramses, which is the Egyptian car, and that's called a EFA Ideal.
man. I mean, what do you think I would pick?
I don't know. They're both really cute, and I'd buy both of them for you.
I think she'd buy the crappy old one.
Yeah.
The old one?
Yeah.
All right, so the NSU Prinz wins, just barely wins.
God, this is going to be a confusing bracket when it's all done.
Oh god.
It's entirely based off of opinion. Nothing else.
That's all the podcast is a medium.
as a medium is just opinions.
It's just opinions. It's a miracle that anyone listens to these.
It's
things,
not even really much of an opinion. It's just an echo chamber.
Yeah.
It really is.
If we
Well,
farted in here, it would
we've-
be.
We have created an echo chamber, and I'm okay with that. But
Oh man.
all right, I think. Did you want to do interesting engineering, or did you have another?
Yeah,
topic
let's
you
do
wanted to
all the
talk
interesting
about?
engineering. Then let's ask Matt about his E46 because there's a few
Yes.
things about its future that I'd like to get from him firsthand.
I just keep staring at that picture because that thing is awesome.
Yeah, too bad you can't drive it right now.
Yep.
Do you want me to switch it back to the Chang Chang Ideal?
Take your
Oh
mind
yeah,
off
there
the
we go.
non-running car.
Now we're.
Now that's a
You want to
car.
race
Makes
that
you want to
thing.
go buy a Honda Fit.
Hey, Honda.
Do
Honda
spec fit
Fits
or
are
whatever?
Great
Or
cars.
not spec fit, but what do they call it?
Spec,
Spec
B.
B.
Yeah, that.
That'd be fun.
Just like make a cheater one with a K series in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really fast. Anyway, I want to talk about all-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive
Oh man.
because people are idiots and think that those things are the same, and they're really
Hey,
not.
I used to think the same thing. I didn't
Well,
know
you
any-
used to be an idiot. It's
Yep.
fine. Corey apparently is still an idiot. He raised his hand. Sound engineers are not intelligent people. We don't pay him very much. Anyway,
I thought you didn't pay him at all.
so there's a bunch of different ways you do all-wheel drive, but the gist and the crux of what separates those two systems is an all-wheel drive system has an open or limited slip center differential and always has an active power split to the front and rear axle, whereas four-wheel drive is an intermittent actuation between 2 and 4 and the center diff locks with a lever
That's
or
four-wheel?
electronic actuation.
So four wheels locked into it, all wheel switches around, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, you have to lock into. I'm four wheel drive now. I'm not four wheel drive now.
A four-wheel drive vehicle is either two-wheel drive or it is a locked center differential four-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is always in.
It moves
a
power
constant
around,
torque
but
split.
always has power going to
Right.
four
Yeah.
wheels. Yeah. Okay.
And on an all-wheel drive car, with a typical one with 3 open diffs and no electronic control, it is possible to have one wheel off the ground and have 0 torque
Yep.
delivery to the
yes,
ground.
that's true.
like a Honda CRV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like the time I had that X5 and my front right axle popped out of my diff on the highway. And
the
I lost
whole car
all drive.
stopped.
And then it like clunked back in when I was decelerating. It was really terrifying.
I bet.
But anyway, it's not a very long topic, but I wanted to talk about that. So
Yeah.
there you go. That
Like-
is the difference between all-wheel drive
That's
and
well,
four-wheel
good.
drive.
That is good to know.
Well, and I always kind of Well, yeah, we went over. It's selectable. Like Matt's truck pulls up. He's
Yeah.
in 2-wheel drive.
Yep.
But he can, I'm assuming push a button.
Nope, it's 2-wheel drive.
Oh, it's only 2-wheel?
Yeah, I got a correct truck
Wow.
for pulling.
Yeah, man.
Just for
That's
bowling.
rad.
It's not a toy. Anyway,
Much better
carry
to
on.
maintain. Probably better fuel economy. Probably steers better.
Assuming it was
Anyway.
if it had been a 4-wheel drive model, you'd push a button, or if it's a work truck.
What do you do in
trim.
your truck, Tucker?
Nothing,
Get
because
naked.
I have rear-wheel drive and
Oh, weird. A correct truck.
and an open diff in the rear.
Boom. All right,
So-
Matt. I want to talk
Hey.
about your 46
Yes.
motor.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really fit that well into the standard questions at the beginning. So your
fine.
car, we alluded to the fact that something has changed potentially in why it's not
Oh.
driving. It wasn't because the S54 let go.
No. So, what I do with the car, time
Yeah.
attack,
Yes.
attack the time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa. Slow down.
Power is unlimited. Like
Okay.
it's really outlaw type racing.
But the rule stipulates, at least in grid life, is you
yeah,
have
so there's
plus minus
usually
two-cylinder, right?
within the group you run in, like whether it's NASA time trial or even global time attack, the lower classes have rules against certain.
We don't fraternize with the lower classes.
Yeah, I'm in the lower class. It's only the second up
Oh,
of the
shit.
4 anyway.
All right. I guess we are too.
Like there's only so much you can do to the engine, and that includes engine swaps.
Yeah.
Past years, and even I think still in global time attack, in the second class up where it's street mod or in global time attack it's just street, you can't do a engine swap that's not the same manufacturer.
Okay.
So like say in my car I could swap it in N54
Okay.
and it would turbocharge it, and I would be safe. I could add a turbocharger to the S54 and be fine.
Sure.
But previous to this year's rules, I couldn't do an LS swap.
So you could do like a
And
you could do a
even if it
BMW
was
MV8.
yeah,
before.
yeah, I could put an S65 in and be fine. Or I could have put an S85 and be fine.
Really?
Yeah,
They
because
didn't
it's
care
still a
about
BMW engine.
Okay. They didn't care about.
But I
6
couldn't
versus
boost
10
it.
Cylinders.
I couldn't.
So it was forced induction or more cylinders.
Yeah.
But not both.
Yep. So they changed the rules that you could add 2 cylinders but keep it NA
Okay.
if it
And
was
then
if it was mixed
non-same
manufacturer.
Mac. Okay.
Yep. So how that all came about was
Did they stipulate how much you can spend at Jigs?
no.
Okay. Nice.
That's why there's like
Jigs were also
yeah.
open for sponsorship.
Yeah, there's like there's like quote unquote outlaw rules when it comes to power.
Sure.
So like if you can fit like a boost, power adder in within the rules, then the sky's the limit.
Okay.
Technically, I could sky's the limit with an LS under my hood now, but I don't have an infinite pocketbook, so
Is it actually in now?
no, I'm still getting it built. It's at
Okay.
the machinist
That's
right
an
now.
LS3.
LS3, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I got heads built already. Like 500 would be nice at the wheels,
Sure.
but still more. Even a stock LS3 is still 100 more than what I had before.
Right, and more torque.
Yep.
I mean, the S54 is actually a really torquey engine, but not compared to a
Yeah.
6.2 liter
Yep.
LS. So.
Yep. So the way this all came about was we were at PRI, the Performance
Yep.
Racing Industry Trade Show in
Mhm.
Indianapolis every December, and it's 3 days. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Spent the 2 days walking around. I was all dead set on supercharging my car because my buddy Brad Yonkers in Michigan.
I bought his old throttle
Yep.
bodies.
Yep. He has got a ESS supercharger, and that's the car we're co-driving this year
Yep.
in Grid Life.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, there's a company that wanted to help us out putting a supercharger on our cars, and we're like, yeah, we'll just have to fabricate a bunch of stuff. We can make it work. That's no problem. So spent the first 2 days of PRI looking at stuff to supercharge my car, talking to people, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the rules came out Friday night
Oh.
for this year for Grid Life. And then we're reading through
While
them,
you're at
and we're like,
PRI.
oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we can LS swap it, no big deal. And then Brad and I were talking that night. He's like, why don't you just LS swap it? I was like, okay. So we started talking, like, could sell my engine, transmission, buy a LS3, or even, pretty much dead set on LS3 right out the gate, and buy a T56, and then, so that's where I'm at now. But yeah, we spent the last day of PRI running back through the show, looking
Sure,
at
looking
LS
at other
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, learning all about it, and like
So,
what it would.
are you going to do a wet sump with it, or are you going to do an AccuSump? Try to get a little extra power? and
Yeah,
rev out of it?
AccuSump for sure. I mean, I doubt the car is going to run this year. Just
Okay.
waiting on a kit from Siki Manufacturing,
Yep,
so they
I've
make
seen
all
their
those Ellis
stuff,
kits.
for sure.
They were gonna have a kit ready like early mid-year, but they've sponsored some Formula Drift guys, so they take precedence over me.
And they probably eat parts.
Yeah, so they're making a 370Z kit now instead of mine.
Oh, okay.
So instead of an E46 kit, so I'm being patient and just making. I don't know. I hate doing. I've done this long enough that I know I hate doing things twice.
Yeah. That makes
Buy
sense to
once,
not
cry
rush
once.
This one. Yeah.
And
Buy once, cry once.
yep.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh yeah, man. So that's like I'm taking my time. So if like it comes like if push comes to shove and I decide that I want to do a dry sump, then
Yeah.
I do a dry sump and just it's
Yeah,
only
but
money,
the
right?
AccuSump is great because, I mean, wet sump isn't really the issue. I mean, as long as you're not getting windage from the oil.
Yeah.
And AccuSump pulls a little bit of crankcase pressure too as it's, pulling into a reservoir. So, I mean, it has a lot of benefits.
Yeah. And I mean there's guys out there running these engines without dry sumps.
Right.
So
No,
there,
it'd
there's
be
something there's a
power.
way there's ways around it. I just have to figure it out.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the S54 is a wet sump. Those are fine, but that's a
That's
a pretty sophisticated
manufacturer race engine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's got the E36 lightweight oiling system
Yeah.
on it for a reason. So
Yeah.
twin pickup and really nice baffles, a good windage tray.
For some reason, I'm not mad that you're putting an LS into that. Normally, I get mad about that sort of thing, but this seems
That
like
makes sense.
it's a sensible swap for your application.
Yeah.
Do you have
that
to
makes
do
sense.
anything with the axle ratio with the T56, or are the
No.
ratios similar enough where it'll work?
It should be fine.
Okay.
Because the gears in the T56 are so long
Yeah.
that it'll be fine. But I still want to put a taller diff in the rear.
Taller.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Or shorter. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Shorter.
I'd be surprised
Yeah.
if you weren't going to like
So
a
probably
373 or 410 or
Like
something.
390 or 410. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, 410.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy.
All the
Just buy
acceleration.
buy an early '90s 5 Series 410 diff and swap the ring and pinion into it, and you're good.
You already got. Oh, we're putting aftermarket diff in our cars because
Oh, okay.
I mean the stock ones are okay, but everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, he's putting in a better diff than what's in there
Doing
from
a
the factory.
488 or what?
Huh?
Ford 8.8 or what?
No, just the diff itself, not the gear ratio.
Just a higher quality.
Yeah, higher quality diff, like a two-way
So you're
diff.
just having Koala put a different.
I can't remember the company. There's a company in Japan that's making diffs, and they got.
Quaife?
No, I can't remember now.
Wave track.
No, I know who you're talking about, and they are the business.
Yeah,
But the
Yeah.
BMW diff builder in
Toda?
the States.
it's Toge factory in
Koala.
Chicago's getting some diffs in,
Okay.
and
I know.
But you're just talking.
I know
center
the. I
section,
know.
right?
I know
Yeah.
the. I know the
Yeah.
brand you're trying to think of. As I can think
it's
of their
three
logo.
letters. It's 3 letters.
A lot of
I
the
know,
drifters
and I'm
pull this
blanking on
out
their
of it.
name.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say ETS, but that's not right.
No, it's not. ETS is from, like New England.
But anyway,
So
yeah.
is clam chowder of the white variety. Boston is the
Okay.
red.
All right, on that bombshell, did I before we end,
We still have time.
we do have time. I want to talk. I do want to do one more matchup for the World Cup of Cars because I just noticed that we're.
Oh dear.
Did you
I
put
need-
links for photos or no?
I do not have links yet, but I need you to go into the Googles and type in the Sado.
Will Bing work?
Yeah, Bing will work. Whatever. Sado, so SADO,
'Kay.
550. This is the car that represents Portugal.
This white screen.
That one.
Oh wow!
What?
Yes. Look at it.
Look how happy it is in this.
It's the happiest car in the world.
Picture.
That is a golf cart with doors.
It is literally a golf cart with doors. In Portugal, they have this
Oh,
weird.
My word.
They have this weird
That
tax.
that is absolutely frightening.
If you're wondering what this
Track day,
looks
bro.
like for people that
Track day,
cannot
no.
see this, imagine the front grille off of like, God, what does it even look like? Maybe a Chevette. You put it on.
Yeah, it's a Chevette grill with like
All right, so if you take
sized down work van doors.
if you take a Chevette and a BMW like Z3 coupe and you put them together and then you make them have a 200 or a 550cc engine and then make everything based around that size of engine, that's what you get.
I want some of whatever.
It also
you're-
has some Bond bug in it.
Yeah, it does. It's got a little bit of Bond bug in it. It's weird.
I want some of whatever you're on because I'm seeing no Z3 in that.
Well, he's talking coupe.
I'm talking about the
Shooting
fact
brake
that
shape.
it's the
Oh,
whole
the clown
really
chute.
Yeah.
the long front, the long hood, and the
Ugh.
tiny little cabin in the rear.
Okay,
it
what is the second car?
Yeah.
now the second car. It's Spain.
Spain.
Spain. I just feel like I don't even need to select a car yet because I'm pretty sure I can name any Spanish car and it will beat the Seat 550.
Yeah, let's just do a Seat Leon Cupra R.
The Seat Leon Cupra R, any Hispano Suiza, that's my favorite Spanish
I
brand.
love the Leon Cupra R. I know it's a horrible vehicle, but like I just don't care.
Isn't
It's a Mark 6 Golf R without the all-wheel drive system,
So the
and it's
question.
cheap.
All right, so I will say, why don't you look up the Hispano Suiza? The Alfonso's cool. No, the Hispano Suiza Porto. Pour.
Spell Hispano Suiza.
I guess I should spell it. HISPANO -SUIZA. And then and just do the K6. That's easier to spell.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
what year was this?
Yes.
fucktard.
This one wins. Look how that's actually a really pretty car. I like. That car looks gorgeous.
No.
No,
Although I do like that the driver is forced to drive
That's-
in the elements.
That's
I
the
know, right?
original Landau.
yeah, that is a Landau actually.
I vote Seat Leon Cupra R.
But regardless, either one of those beats the
Spain.
Sato
Spain
550.
wins.
Well, one second. Let's show it to Jana. Show Jana the 550,
I saw the 550.
the Sato 550, and how cute it is.
It's adorable, but
It's a
Spain
golf cart with
wins.
doors.
It's adorable, but what?
Spain wins.
Spain wins. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So, all right, Spain has
And not
now
because of the Hispano Suiza, because of the Seat Leon Cupra R.
because the Hispano Suiza.
Fucker.
That will be the end of the podcast. That the Hispano Suiza is the best car ever to come out of Spain.
The other one. I like this one.
Yeah, the Seat Leon Cupra R is better.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, one more thing actually before you end. I mentioned to you while I was at.
I'm not even done with my beer yet.
Oh wait, shit. I accidentally said Spain lost. I don't want them to lose.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
them to
Spain
win.
wins. Spain wins.
It is Portugal.
Portugal lost. Are you maintaining this bracket?
Yes, I am
Okay,
actually. So when I was at Cars and when I was at Back to the 50s yesterday, I said I found the perfect automobile for you. It has a straight 8.
Was that the Buick?
No, I
Velvet
sent
head
no. I
oily-
did send you that picture. It was
Oil
nothing to do with
cushioned.
it. This is a convertible with a straight 8. It's a 2+2. It has the most.
What year was it made?
I'm getting to that. It has the most comfortable leather seats. It's got 4-wheel drum brakes. It is very rare, and it literally has footrests for the rear passengers. And when it was made, it was the fastest production vehicle you could get in America. Do you know what it is?
No.
It is a 1929 Packard Ponton. It is actually.
I don't want that.
On paper, it's a list of everything you want. It's a convertible. It's got a straight 8. It's got a manual transmission. It's rear-wheel drive. It's
I
got
want this
4-wheel drum
Buick
brakes.
valve and head silent oil cushioned 8.
That would be a 1947, maybe.
Post-war.
I barely. It might be
Nah.
pre-war. It might be pre-war.
I'm going to say that this one's post-war because it has the silent oil cushion.
Have you ever heard a straight 8 with loud exhaust?
No, but it
It's the
sounds
most
awesome,
amazing
though.
It
noise.
is.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
it sound better than a CBX 1000?
Yes.
Really?
In a very different way.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're two apples and oranges there.
But like, these things probably rev to like 1500 RPM. How
Yeah.
awesome can that sound?
3,000 maybe.
Yeah,
Really?
I've seen a video
We were
of one
very
with
close.
like straight pipes doing hill climb, and it sounded
It does.
Pretty
I
sound
bet that sounds
pretty
super
scary.
cool.
Yeah.
I like inline engines a lot, and 8 cylinders a pretty good number.
But I will say that
Cylinders.
that Packard had the most comfortable seat I've ever been in my life. Its seat was stuffed with horsehair, which is actually a common thing back in the
Lubsky's
era.
seats used to be. Now they're stuffed with Goodwill blankets. Because that was the best analog we could find.
That's true. But yeah, no, that Packard is actually really radical. I like that a lot.
It's not a radical, though, to alleviate confusion.
It-
It's radical, it is not a radical.
yeah, that is true. It is radical.
Ooh.
I also like that it was made during.
I own a V8. Actually, no, I don't. That's Scott's car. I don't own a V8.
You need to change that.
Oh, yes, I do. The Ferrari.
Yeah, your Ferrari's a V8.
Oh,
forgot about that.
Yeah.
You forgot that you owned your Ferrari.
No, I forgot it was a V8. Well, yeah, I guess I forgot I own the Ferrari. There you go. It's sitting within my eyesight.
So I think on that bombshell,
I
we
forgot
should
that I owned a Ferrari.
we should
so, yeah.
end that episode with Berger forgetting he owned a Ferrari.
Whoops. Alrighty. That sounds like a fair bombshell.
We
to end
are
on.
the 1%. Good night.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.